Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Romano. In today's video, we will discuss the update on the stock market. I will give you my market analysis as to what is going to be happening. The last week of August to the first week of September, we need to be a little careful about that because of interest rates and people come back from their vacations and the stock market could have a little downturn. After that, we will have a pretty much upswing in the market until the end of October. The last week of October is a very crucial week, and we must prepare for that. Then, by the end of the new year, it should be at its peak, the markets. So those hedge funds out there that have lost money the first two quarters and now they're making it back, it seems like what I'm seeing is the first quarter they lost it and then they made it back the second quarter, and then this third quarter they lost it again. Hedge funds are so resilient because they can make their money back whether they lose 20% or 10%, whatever it is. But what counts is the yearly earnings. And so this year, because of the market moving so much, and it's really hard to predict if you're going to be trading because we don't have enough volatility in the markets. When we have a lot of volatility in the markets, traders make a lot of money. But what hurts a trader is the interest rates whenever they move. I remember when I used to work for the investment bank, I used to review the books on a global basis every morning. And those were trading books for the investment bank. And every time our interest rates, everything was in red. It was very scary. So just prepare for the last week of August and the first week of September. Next year, because of this year was a stagnant year, next year, I guarantee you it will be a much better year. And we will see a prediction, we will see a direction finally in our markets. Now, whether or not they raise interest rates or not, that's going to affect everything, but that will affect the years after, the year after that they raise interest rates. It will affect the economy and we will go into a recession because of the government raising interest rates. That's just normal. There's always 1 year lag time. And I'm not just someone talking out of my you-know-what. I've studied finance, so that's how it works. Larger companies have already prepared for this, such as Tesla and many other companies. They have either stopped hiring or laid off employees because of this great change that was going to happen. And now with oil prices going down, you will see a relief in the financial markets after the first week of September. Before we continue the video, please remember if you like my content and you want to say thank you, Anthony, please do thumbs up. It's right there. Just click it. It doesn't hurt, but it really helps me out and it helps me realize that you like my videos or not. Thank you so much. Oil prices will continue to go down until next year. So if you want to buy more oil, you certainly can, or just wait until the end of the year. As for gold, commodities is going to be going higher because of what is happening now in other countries. It's apparent in the media and what has been going on that those countries are in serious financial issues. And some countries had to sell their gold reserves to pay for the issues that they're having. They are not like the American government, that the American government is so resilient to manage situations. Remember, we still are a global power. And when you are a superpower as a country, you could print all the money you need to prepare for financial issues, for war, whatever it may be. Now, of course, at a certain time, that amount of debt does affect things, but right now it's not going to affect us. Secondly, because they're changing manufacturing, they're bringing it back to America. So the government is in a great situation right now. The dollar is actually going up because it's stronger, and the American business people, the American public, is in a much better place then the Europeans, the rest of the world, etc. Secondly, we're not defaulting on our debt, so of course, where do people run? They run to the dollar. Now, this ideology that the dollar is not going to be reserve currency and there's countries threatening us, not right now. It's not going to happen. So you don't need to worry. Our government has been a world leader, and it will be a world leader for the next 20 to 50 years. For those of you who thinks that another country is going to become the world leader, well, you're rolling and mistaken. Unfortunately, their currency and their government isn't as resilient as ours, and it's not stable. Remember, the American people really do love America, whether you realize this or not. It's not something that we really take note to, but it really is something to think about. Those other countries out there, they don't love their country. They can't stand it. That's why they come to America. So I want you to focus on certain sectors for the next 2 to 3, 4 years. They're going to be booming. First, you need to focus on commodities. Remember, to make those computer chips, to make those batteries, to make all of those technological products here in America, you need commodities to do that. Whether it's aluminum, whether it's platinum or gold, there's other alloys that I have not mentioned, but you need to do your research. Now, there's another issue that's coming about. So far, we know that the battery industry has come a long way. You have to remember, in the 1890s, a company called Baker created an electric car. And it was running on batteries that I think were run by, I think it was salt water. Can you imagine? But 100-something years later, the owner of Tesla, incredible person that he is, he's improved the battery life cycle, and what's going to be hitting the market soon is an atomic battery that has a lifelong unlimited amount of energy. Supposedly 26,000 years or 28,000 years that it's going to be active, but in our lifetime we really don't need to worry about that. Just say it's unlimited energy. So guarantee you all the products that it takes to make that battery is going to be booming, whether it's the shell of the battery, whether it's the liquid. The liquid's actually nuclear waste. So I would focus on companies that deal with nuclear waste, because they're going to be making a fortune. Think about if you could put a battery in everything that you use electricity for. Think about how many batteries the owner of Tesla is going to sell. Yes, we're going to have better solar panels, which they have come out with a better solar panel now. So you need to do that research in that company and focus on that as well. But also the products that it takes to put that product together. It is very, very important that you invest in those companies. And I want you to focus on getting your money out of the real estate sector, because we don't really know when it's going to collapse, okay? That's what it is. But you should always take your profits ahead of time. This way you have not lost. It could happen in a year. It could happen in 2 years. We really don't know. You have to remember, in 2008, when the real estate market did collapse, people were saying that in 2004, 2006. But because the government came in and kind of propped up the markets, it lasted another 2 years. However, right now, the government cannot prop up the market by lowering interest rates, because they have to raise interest rates to make the dollar and the American debt more lucrative by investors investing in the American debt. So, because it's so much now, and other countries in the world are questioning that. For those country leaders, don't question the American dollar. The American government is so resilient. The economy in America is so resilient, and the American people are so resilient. They will put up the biggest fight possible. So, and we love our government, we love our country. It's very different in the rest of the world, where things actually change really fast. And so that's what I wanted to say about the economy, about the stock market, etc. I've been following the SPX, one of my indicators which I love. And the SPX, yeah, it went down July, August, and then it went up. But now it's taking a dive down, so we'll see what happens. Maybe by the last week of August to the first week of September, once that news comes out, maybe it'll go up after that, or maybe it will stop going down. However, I predict that it will probably be at its lowest at that time period, and then it will be peaking again. And the peak will probably be the last week of October, and then it will go down a little bit, and then it will go up until December, the last week. As for Bitcoin, it is safe now to invest in cryptocurrencies. And of course, as I mentioned in other videos, it's a good time to get in now. After the first week of September, you could get in. And even if it does do a dive down in the last week of October, it's okay, because it's going to go up until the last week of December. I want to thank you so much for watching my video. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, please do so. And please remember, if you want to say thank you, Anthony, please do thumbs up. It's right there. You just got to press it. It doesn't hurt. I want to thank you so much for watching.